mentioned 6 trips to the state Final Four. Do those all blend together, or in your mind, is each of those teams distinct?
They're very distinct, to be honest. Each team has their own little book, you know, and their own little journey themselves, you know. Obviously, that first year, you always remember it's the first time, and the excitement around not only your team but the whole Notre Dame community was unreal. And then that group graduates, so then it's that challenge of, okay, can we do it again with a bunch of young kids, mostly sophomores and juniors? And we had an opportunity to do that and make a strong run for 4 straight years. And the fourth year out of that group was a group of seniors. They experienced it. That's where they ended their career, was at the shot every season. So I remember our regional final week, you know, we're preparing, and that's probably the week I felt more pressure than anything as a coach, because I did not want to let our kids down who were seniors. And, you know, we were a very tight-knit group. In fact, one's on our coaching staff now. And it was something that, as a coach, you want to make sure you're as prepared as possible for that journey to happen. And, you know, Kayla McIntyre was on that team, and she got in major foul trouble, and we overcame that and found a way to win. And so that was awesome. And then the last couple years, the last 2 trips, you know, each team had their own little hiccup throughout the season. You know, sometimes it's an injury, sometimes it's, you know, not playing well at certain points of the year. And when you finally win that game in the regional final, knowing that you're one of the Final Four teams standing in the state of Ohio, it's like no other feeling. And like I said, every team has been very distinct, and their journeys have all been very different.
It's interesting you bring up the pressure in a regional final. Bob Segerson, legendary head coach down in Lima Central Catholic, he always said that was the games he felt the most pressure, because if you win the regional final, you go to the state championship or state Final Four, everybody remembers who goes to state Final Four. It's an accomplishment to get to that Final Four. If you lose that regional championship game, that season is forgotten.
Absolutely, and it's something that, you know, it's great because you put yourself and your program and your team is in that situation. But coming up short in the regionals is a very tough thing to deal with. You know, a couple of years ago we lost in the regional semis, and it was very hard. I mean, that was probably the hardest off season for a while for me to swallow, because of the fact we fell short of, you know, our goal. And it was with a team that I thought could make it there, and it is very hard to deal with. So winning that game is like all the pressure in the world is off you up until probably Monday, getting ready for the state Final Four. But it's a different type of pressure. It's a lot of fun, and the atmosphere around the school is tremendous.
Do you need a state championship to validate this program?
I mean, I would love a state championship. I'm not gonna say, but to validate it, I don't know if I would say that. I mean, a state title is so hard to win, and you know, that up until Rogers for the last couple of years, that's why Toledo girls basketball hasn't had a state champion in so long, and it's a very hard thing to do down there. You know, you get down there, you're playing obviously great teams and great competitions, and you have to be very good on back-to-back days. And I mean, obviously, I would love that chance to have a state title. That, you know, that would make me validate myself, you know, to finally do that. But as for the overall program, I don't think so.